Yep.
All right. Welcome to this week's Rubber Run Sports Show.
Shot on location at George C. Marshall High School with
Fiona Rickles,
Annie Lee,
Carrie Ecker, Lauren Deaver, Rachel Pichet,
Marielle Simone,
Victoria Kim,
Megan Crown, Lena Smith,
Emma Smith, Laura Boyle,
Emma Solgren,
Erin Wijanonga,
Emily Bruner,
Amanda Toth, Jane Hurley, Caroline Hammond, Avery Burke, Claire Solina, Katie Lee,
Hannah Smith, and we are the Marshall Stateswomen Conference and Regional Champs.
perfect.
Yeah. They're the best that we've had. Thanks, ladies, for the intro. I'm John Moore, joined as always with Rocky and Papa. We are drawing towards the end.
We are.
Conference championship in the States.
A week left.
Here at Marshall High School.
Yeah.
There's a crazy atmosphere here.
It's awesome.
You can't, I don't know if you can see it, but there's,
You got the highway back here.
M&T Bank, like headquarters is right here. So it looks like we're at M&T Stadium in Baltimore. You got Route 66 right overhead.
It's awesome. 495 right there too.
And then the Marshall ladies practicing in the background.
It's awesome.
It's pretty great.
It's awesome.
Pretty nice outside.
Shout out Jason Planakis.
Jay Planat, where is he?
Oh,
I should have held him out here.
Hey, the wrestling season's over, man.
Yeah, he should still be loafing around here doing something. Come on, Panakis. Anyway, busy week. We'll start with the Langley versus Centerville girls.
I'll start by saying I had that.
You did.
All right. No, hey, look. I told you before, Langley is really good. I mean, obviously Centerville is great too. Langley's got a lot of weapons. They're tough to stop, and,
Right.
and they come at you in waves. That game, a little even up in the first. You know, we had a little weather happen this
That's
week,
right.
so we had to play the second half of some games later. But when you look at the stats from the game, it was pretty even up. I mean, we're talking 10-6 in the first half. You know, it's still a game. Maybe not when you got Langley on the field.
Oh man,
You got a four goal lead going into the second half. That's pretty secure for them. I don't know if anybody could overcome that there. But you know, Elizabeth Murphy had 4 goals in the game. Paige Richborg had a goal and an assist.
Yeah.
You could tell Langley kind of wanted to shut her down a little bit.
Sure.
Ran some stuff.
it's a good strategy. If you can pull it off, it's a good strategy.
It is. You better do it.
Yeah.
But the second half of that game, 5-1 Langley. They go on to win 15-7.
Oh wow.
20-0, maybe 21-0.
That's
Whatever. It's 0. Anything in 0 is good.
anything you know is great.
Yeah. But Emma Crooks, 3 goals, 2 assists. Anna Hofgaard, 6 goals and 3 assists. I
Right.
thought that was a misprint when I saw it. 6 goals and 3 assists. That's a pretty good game.
That's a lot of points.
Not a bad way to go when you're playing in the regional final.
Absolutely not.
What are you gonna do?
Absolutely not. You're building your high school lore with games like that.
Basically.
I'd be a legend still if that were the case. If I had a lacrosse game like that.
They're great.
They're good.
They're great.
All right, so Patriot played Oakton in a game that I picked Patriot,
Yeah.
and you picked Oakton.
All right, you know I don't mind going to that game.
Yeah.
Because it's like 2 minutes from my house.
Right. It's always great going to Patriot.
It's great.
They come into the game undefeated.
They did. I'll tell you what though, man, I told you before when we made the picks, I really like that Oakton team.
Yeah.
And this dude, Jake Cole, man, I've got to talk to this guy, Jake Cole. He's got to be the biggest attack in the state.
Is that right?
This dude, I mean, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
I'll get to him in a second. All right. So this game goes back. The first half of this game was great. I mean, 6-5. It's just back and forth the whole way. Oakton scores with like a couple of seconds on the clock.
Okay.
In the first half, they go up 6-5. Thunder and lightning everywhere. Postpone the game till the following.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Oakton fans who weren't real happy about it. They were like, man, we'd rather get this in today and not have to come back here tomorrow. Second half of the game, there wasn't much scoring.
The second half is the next night.
The second half was the next day.
Yeah.
Not much scoring. But first of all, Will Eckert.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I don't know if he does it just for flair, but he like some of the stops he makes, he's ridiculous. And
He's got a little extra on it.
he does. And he's got no problem showing it after he makes a save. I love it. He's got confidence. He goes for it, man. I love it. But he was great. Yeah, that Oakton team, they're gonna push, they're gonna press, they're gonna get on you. J. Cole, at one point in that game, in that first half, comes down, gets on the wing, isolation play, him one-on-one with the defender. He just backs him down like Barkley. I mean, he just backs him down all the way to the net. Bam, goal. Comes right back, does it again. Now, you know, in the second half of that game, Patriot was ready for it, and they made some adjustments. But there was a spot where you could see there was a little frustration on Patriot's side. You know they like to hit.
Oh, for sure. Physical.
There was 3 dudes just coming at J. Cole, hitting him. The only one still standing and coming out was J. Cole. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, those guys, they went on to win that game 9-7. It was a great way to end, you know. Tough first loss of the year for Patriot, but a great game, great way to end it for Oakton. They're winning the state title.
Whoa.
They're winning the state title.
They could be.
They're winning the state title.
They could be. Well, when we talked to Coach earlier this year, you got the feeling that he felt something real special about that group he had over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Rob, the next game on the slate was Potomac Falls. With my favorite athletic director. Always looking out for the girls. I like it. I appreciate it.
Remembers you well.
And Marshall, where we are right now.
Yeah, and this is kind of awesome. We got people taking batting practice.
That's crazy. We got people running around the track.
People running on the track. There's soccer games going on. We got the practice.
People going to work on a Saturday. It's insane.
Awesome. So yeah, I come out here last year. You know, I saw this game in the state finals. Potomac Falls and Marshall. It was a great game. Shout out to Sydney Canego. She graduated last year from Potomac Falls. She was great on that team. All right, let me start with the bad. You want to talk about things that annoyed me this week?
I do.
All right. It's a regional finals game, right? It's a big game. I mean, that's
huge game.
Doesn't get much bigger.
No.
How are you gonna have a game at a regional finals match with no concessions?
I have no idea.
No concessions.
It's insane.
You know, I had a little bit of a rant last week about supporting women's sports. Marshall, not doing a good job.
Come
Let me just
on.
say that. Not doing a good job. You got
no concessions? We should set up our own concession stands in Marshall if they're not going to open.
Had I known, I would have.
I will sell dollar bags of Skittles all day long.
I had 2 bananas and a bottle of water. I would have sold them to somebody. Hey, man, you get hungry. Look,
come on. It's missed opportunity.
Absolutely a missed opportunity. You got to have concessions at a game. I'm sorry, it's the regional finals. You got to show those girls more respect. They were in the state finals last year. They are regional champions this year. Show them more respect than that. Anyway, the game. Potomac Falls. You know when you play Potomac Falls, there's one person you got to watch out for. Tori Burks.
She's
so great.
I mean, she's obviously been playing for a long time.
She's so great.
I feel like her dad's coached her up pretty good.
You know what? The whole coaching staff, they all have kids on the team.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
that helps.
Explains things.
Yeah, that helps. But no, Tori Burks was phenomenal in the game. I mean, I think she scored 5 of the first 6 goals.
Oh, wow.
She was unstoppable. Only thing that gave her any issue, on the draw. On the draw, Marshall did a great job. Whether it's Hannah Smith or Lauren Deaver, they did a great job getting in there, getting the ball up, and getting it out of her way. Which is not easy. I mean, she's tough, man. But they did a great job. The game was back and forth the entire way. I mean, it was tied up, go ahead by 1. Tied up, go ahead by 1. Potomac Falls is up by 2 late. Marshall comes down, ties it up with like a couple of seconds left in the game. It was unreal. Goes to sudden death. Not that I'm one to take it out on the refs.
No, not you.
Marshall can't hear me right now. Good. All right. They made a call with 1 minute and 21 seconds left with a yellow card on Tori Burks.
Wow.
Giving Marshall a free shot at the goal.
And they scored.
Yeah, they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. So they go out there, they score, they ended up winning in sudden death. But man, that team, one person I want to shout out, Fiona Rickles.
Like
Their
that
goalie,
name.
Fiona Rickles. Yeah, great. She was great.
Yeah.
But Lauren Deaver and Hannah Smith were phenomenal in the game. But the player I liked watching the most, Avery Burke.
Avery Burke.
I think she's only a freshman.
Is that right?
Dude, she's gonna be
Man,
great.
the level of freshmen, I'll get to another one later, but the number of quality freshmen playing varsity lacrosse on
Unbelievable.
the girls and boys side, it's crazy.
There were spots where she was unguardable in the game.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing anybody could do with her.
Huh.
You got that as a freshman? Valerie Gibbons is going to be happy for a couple of years.
She should be.
Yeah.
She absolutely should be.
She was great in the game. That whole team, they were solid. They were hyped. They knew, you could tell they wanted to get back at this team for the state finals last year, and it was a big deal to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Marshall.
Yeah.
All right. Marshall Statesmen.
Yeah.
Should we call them the Stateswomen?
We probably should.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'll ask one of them.
the women are putting up better numbers than the men.
He said it.
I said it.
Yeah, we had a chance to sit down with a couple of players from the Marshall lacrosse team and with head coach Valerie Gibbons. Ton of fun. Check it out. All right. So we are here with goalie Fiona Rickles. How are you doing today?
Good, doing good.
Got a little cheering section over here. That's awesome. Well, look, you all lost in the state title last year. Mm-hmm. Got a chance to avenge that loss the other day here with Potomac Falls.
Yes.
Talk about that game a little bit.
It was such a nerve-wracking game. I was just trying to be excited the whole time, and like even if we were down like 1 or 2 goals, I was just trying to pump myself up like the whole time. It was like really exciting game.
Yeah.
Did you guys expect to be at this point this year when the season started? I know you went far last year, but starting this season, every year is a different team. Were the expectations the same?
Yeah, we definitely expect to do well, and we strive to that goal. Like states has always been our goal. We're always working toward going to states, and each day we're just kind of like focusing on that goal, and each game is just to get to the states.
Get that ring.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to go completely off topic here.
Please do.
Shouldn't it be the Marshall Stateswomen?
We definitely I think it's been debated before, but I think we're all just gonna go with Lady Statesman. It's definitely a weird mascot.
That's what you should get on your banner.
Yeah.
Put in a special request.
There you go.
Definitely a weird mascot to have. Statesman.
Good. Well, goalies are a little bit off. You guys like to have shots taken at you all the time?
I tried it, not fun.
Yeah. He got chased out of the gym by Sarah Lebno from George Mason.
I did.
So what is the one attribute that a goalie has to have?
I think mental strength is probably really important because you get scored on so much. Like a good goalie only hits maybe 50% save percentage, and so it's all about really shaking off the last goal and getting to the next one. Having good mental strength is really important because once you start getting angry or over emotional, you can let a lot of goals in and you kind of start to lose focus.
Who's got the hardest shot on your team?
Probably close to Hannah, probably. Or I think she had
with the dab after she raised her hand.
I think she won hardest shot contest at one of our tournaments. So
Yeah.
We have a radar gun.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Can y'all shoot coach? Anybody?
Yeah.
We'll ask that question again later.
She acted like there was several people that did. I'm just saying. No, that's it. So you guys have a couple of games left.
Yeah.
Say a couple of games left. What do you want the team to focus on? What do you want to get better at over these next couple of games?
I think I really want to focus on especially the essentials, like passing, catching, staying focused on the ball, knowing where the ball is. I think those essentials and working on those, perfecting them even, is what's going to help us get to the States and beat Potomac Falls again.
Okay. And being good at prom tonight?
Being good at prom, always.
So
Sounds good.
How much competitiveness, or is there ever trash talk between the guys lacrosse team, the girls lacrosse team?
I don't think so. It's
It's no contest.
it's definitely we have a boys versus girls game, so there's a bit of a friendly rivalry. We did beat them, but
Not a shocker.
That's awesome.
we're generally pretty good friends. We have a couple brothers of our girls on their team, so we all know each other kind of well, and there's no animosity or anything.
And what's your save percentage?
I think it's a little below 50.
Just round up.
50%.
There you go.
Well, I don't know.
It's 55, Fiona. It was 55 at the end of the regular season.
Oh, really?
Man,
Okay.
55.
55. So
Stop
she
cheating
went,
yourself.
She went from good to great in a matter of 3 seconds
That's
right there.
right.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming out today.
Yeah, thank you.
And appreciate you having us.
Definitely.
Good luck next week,
Thank you.
and we will see you again.
Yep. Good.
All right, Valerie Gibbons, head coach of the Marshall lacrosse team. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So, take us through a little bit of your background. How'd you get to Marshall, and how long have you been here?
So I was actually kind of headhunted to, and then I took over as head coach 2 years ago.
Okay. A little bit of success in 2 years.
A little bit, yeah.
Making it to the state finals and a regional title this year. Just a little bit of success quickly.
Just a little bit, but we still have work to do. So.
Still work to do. So what was your playing career like? Did you play lacrosse in high school?
Yeah, I went to Falls Church High School, and so it's always nice to be able to play our alma mater. They're in our conference here.
Yeah.
So I played there, and then I went on to play at George Mason University. I actually walked on to the program there, and they were ranked, I think, 14th in the nation at the time. They have a pretty good D1 program.
Good. Yeah.
You're all right.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad.
You're off to a good start.
Well, take us through this year. I mean, obviously, coming off a loss in the state finals last year, your team obviously plays like they want to get back there. Mm-hmm. Take us through this year a little bit.
I think setting the girls up for success, and from the very beginning, the first day of practice, tradition is we don't touch our sticks. We sit down, we write our goals, and we talk about expectations, both on an individual and on a team level. And I want the girls to believe that they can do it. And I think them buying into what we're selling here, which is we're going to go back to states and we're going to do it this time. We're going to bring home the rings. So.
Yeah. Do you find it easier, and you don't have much to compare to, but just seeing other coaches in the area being younger? I mean, you're not terribly far away from being in college.
Yeah.
Right? So is it easier to just kind of connect with?
It's funny. I think coaching keeps me young. I get some of the older coaches will come up to me and say like, "Oh, I thought you were a field player," and sometimes I'm like, I can't tell if you're trying to jab at me or what. But to me, like, I don't really feel.
Someone asked me the other. Compliment.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, for me, someone asked me the other day, "How does it feel to be a millennial?" And I had to check. I'm like, "Am I a millennial?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an old soul, so I don't really feel. I think it is good being somewhere in the middle where the girls feel like I'm approachable, but they also know that, hey, like, that's coach and she's an adult and I need to respect her. So
Marshall Stateswomen.
Yes. I don't, the gender thing doesn't really bug me. It's really tough because we don't have a great mascot. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we? Sometimes we're a griffin holding a lacrosse stick. Sometimes we're just
like
5 stars.
It's like our high school.
Sometimes we're the letter M, but really a statesman.
They needed to, but Swish mascot, there's like a lion running around, and who knows what's going on.
Yeah. I think just having school spirit and a lot of pride in the team. I try not to think too much about the gender portion of it. Just rep for the school as hard as we can.
I think whoever wins state championship should pick the mascot.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
Or just change the name.
I'll have a word with my AD, see what we can do.
You should have a word about these concessions.
Yeah.
We need volunteers.
I think parent volunteers drop the ball, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get the concessions. If you guys come to another game, we'll definitely make sure you're fed.
Well,
Team dads, step up.
Yeah.
I'll have bananas with me, so if anybody needs them, I can sell bananas.
Okay, cool. Is that your signature?
Less healthy.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm more Skittles.
Yeah. It's a good source of iron.
Yeah. Where I get my healthy carbs from.
The Skittles?
That's right.
The purple pack?
Share them with
for
Fiona.
Marshawn
She's got a
Lynch.
sweet tooth.
Oh, yeah? Well, what do you want your team to concentrate on going in these last couple of games?
I think keeping a clear head and not letting their nervousness take them out of the game, harnessing it and, telling yourself, this isn't nerves, this is excitement. Let's go. We have history to make. We made history with the regional championship, but I think everyone's really hungry for, that next step. So I think just keeping the eye on the prize and playing together as a team.
Cool. Well, let me ask you, you have a great balance. You've got some great senior leadership, but you also have some young players that can play. How is that as a coach? Do you have to, how much work is there for you, or how much work is that on your senior leadership? You know what I mean?
Our captains have stepped up this year. They're great, and I think this has been like kind of the trend. They really do. They are an extension of our coaching staff. They lead by example. They're encouraging to the younger players on the team. We have talent all the way through in every grade. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about our team is you want a scouting report, good luck. There's a lot of talented players. It's not like we're 2 players deep like some of the teams we've played this season. They have standout players and we can focus on them, defend them, and take them out of the game. I think that we have talent such that once you face guard who you would say our best player is, someone's going to step up and fill the ranks.
Do you find it challenging facing the same team multiple times in a short amount of time?
Yeah, I think mentally it can be tough on the girls seeing the same opponent. I know there's a lot of rivalry and it's pretty healthy, but I think it's just the mental game gets a little bit tougher because you know exactly what you're coming up against, and both teams want it really bad.
Yeah. All right, last question, and most important one. Where do you stand on ketchup on eggs?
Oh.
Ketchup on eggs? I'm more of a hot sauce girl.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You can't put ketchup on eggs. It's like
I graduated from that. I think I did it when I was little.
Oh,
That's
awful.
That was like a
shot at me. I see that. I did that when I was
That's like
little.
when coaches are like, oh, I thought you were a field player. You eat ketchup on your eggs? Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, good luck to you. We're
Thank you.
looking forward to seeing you guys move forward, and
Yeah.
you guys hang a banner. We'll come back and talk about what goes on. And
How we celebrate.
that's
There you
right.
go.
Yeah. Thank you
good at
guys.
prom.
I'm all about the celebration.
Yeah. We try and keep it lit.
Yeah, that is more true than anything.
It's always lit.
There you go. Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
We'll see
thanks
you
for
next
having
time.
me.
Thank
guys.
you.
We appreciate you
Great
guys.
interviews. They got a good thing going here.
It's awesome. I think we're going to see that game again in the
Yeah.
finals.
Probably will.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to bring my rubber run credentials. Maybe if I don't wear a cutoff
Well, that's at
t-shirt.
Robinson.
Oh, yeah. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Robinson lets anybody in the building.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
That's so
Hey,
funny.
but shout out to the Robinson girls team. They beat Forest Park last night. They're
Absolutely.
advancing to the state semifinals.
Very cool. Well,
They may be winning the state finals.
they might be. Are you calling it right now? Go ahead,
calling it now.
Call it.
Calling it.
Say
now.
it with confidence.
Ellie Klugel is going to take it home.
Well, last night I went to the rematch of a game that I thought was game of the year.
You were excited for
I was
this game.
excited about it.
Yeah.
Patriot went into Woodson and beat them in one of the best games. It was, what, 10, 15, 12 days ago?
Yeah.
Beat them in one of the best lacrosse games I've seen.
Yeah.
And I said it from top to bottom. Well officiated, everything. Crowd support, it was great.
You know I don't like to
Oh,
hear
I know, but it was great. You can always tell the well officiated games because they last about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
This one was no different as far as the officiating went.
Let them play.
Everything else was way different.
Yeah.
So what we saw in the first game, they play a Patriot. Atmosphere is great. Woodson always travels well.
Of course.
Patriot showed up. It was a huge game. A couple things. You hear coaches say a lot of times when their team is undefeated that they kind of wish they took a
loss
earlier
again.
season
Yeah.
loss to kind of, and I'm by no means putting words in coach's mouth. He may feel totally different, but sometimes when you go through a whole season, you lose. You don't know how your team's going to bounce back from a loss.
Right.
You're undefeated, you don't know.
Yeah.
And when that first game comes against Oakton, which we talked about earlier, I think they didn't know, it was new to them.
Yeah, yeah,
Every
it's a different
year it's a new team, it's a new group. How they respond is going to be a mystery.
Yeah.
Combo that with Woodson took that loss at their home stadium,
Yeah.
but it was a great game.
Right.
All that feeling of an undefeated team coming in here. You lost, but there were points of that game. I remember it being 10-8 where Woodson didn't think that they had them. They let it
Yeah.
slip away.
Yeah.
So even in the pre-games, we talked about how hype Patriot is all year.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there.
No.
I didn't see it. Either it wasn't there or Woodson had elevated their hype to another level. They were intense. You just got the feeling at the beginning of the game, even talking to some of the Woodson parents,
Yeah.
they were like, we got them. They felt
They
like
saw some stuff on film from that Oakton game.
So one thing that you talked about in the Oakton game was that kind of bully ball where they're backing people down like basketball. We saw a lot of that. We saw a lot of that going on in that game. Jackson Miller, grown man. Didn't realize how big that kid is. You get lost in the gray mullet that he's sporting right now. Whatever. The man is, he's a grown up.
But when you play like that, you can wear whatever you can
You
wear whatever you want
absolutely
with your hair,
can. You
Jackson. Go ahead.
absolutely can. He dominated this game from the beginning. He had possession. He was pretty much playing point guard.
Yeah.
If you're doing if you're equating it to basketball, he had the ball a lot. He was backing people down. He seemed to be stronger than everybody else that he was playing against. And they jumped out early, 4-1, and they never looked back. I mean, this game was never really in contention. The final score was 14-5, but it never really, you know, even when they were within 4 or 5 goals, you never felt like Patriot was going to make that run. It was kind of like they just, you know, I don't know, they were missing something. I don't know if it was an intensity level. I don't know if it was, you know,
a little bit deflated.
A little deflated from losing, and not that they didn't play hard, because they played hard. They always play hard. Kyle Gunther had a great game. Will Eckert did what he could, but you know, Woodson was relentless in their attack, and that was something that you saw. You know, in football, you talk about time of possession a lot. We don't talk about that much in lacrosse, but it's a huge deal.
Absolutely.
And if they were keeping time of possession, I mean, it had to be 70-30.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like Woodson always had the ball. And Bobby Solomon, he didn't score 7 goals, but he had a couple, and he was, you know.
I would not want to be a coach trying to defend against those two
Absolutely
guys.
not.
That's ridiculous.
And there's a kid that I talked about at the beginning of the season. His name's Carson Hoffman. He's a freshman at Woodson.
Yeah.
And we go back to the freshman. He scores every time I see him play.
Really?
So, outside of having their senior studs, their future is bright at Woodson, and they advance 14-5. One player I do want to single out is Anthony Rigney.
It's great.
Who played his last game, and after the game, I was there with my son Tyson. After the game, as dejected as they were, he came over and he shook my hand, and he wanted to thank us for the coverage that we gave Patriot this year for senior year. So it was great to see Anthony Rigney. He will be at West Virginia University next year. He said he's playing club lacrosse. Shout out to Jared Van Aker, our friend, the old Battlefield coach. Caught up with him for about 5 minutes, and we got to talk about
his new digs at Woodson.
He's super excited. He was out supporting Woodson lacrosse and some of the lacrosse players that play football.
Yeah.
So there's probably some other lacrosse players that he's trying to recruit for football because they play a physical
Can he
game
get Jackson
over there.
Miller some more eligibility?
I'm telling you. But yeah, we're looking for. He wants to come sit down with us, so we'll set up an interview. And
well, you know what? Depending on how Woodson does in the next 2 games, we might be there again the day after the state tournament.
That's right. I'll tell you what. It's a good year to be a Woodson Cavalier.
Man, I almost cursed right there. That was real close. You're right. That's the closest I've ever come. I almost dropped the F-bomb right there.
It's crazy.
Let me just say this: I won't say his name on the air. He knows exactly who he is. But when I was on the sideline for the Oakton Patriot game, one of the Oakton players came to me before the game as they're warming up and everything, and he just looked at me and said, "You got that thing about us having a 3rd game against Robinson a little bit wrong."
Salt in the wounds. I love it.
I was like, all right.
I do love salt in the wounds.
I told him I did pick you guys today, and he was like, all right, cool. We were all right after that.
Right.
All right, man. Hey. Have concessions at your game.
You gotta have concessions at the game.
Got to.
It's absolutely ridiculous not to have concessions at a game. It's
crazy.
Well, let's talk about a couple of games coming up.
Man, well, just look at the teams that are left. South County won.
Yeah.
So South County's advances. They play Tuesday, I think. We got Oakton, Woodson.
Yep.
And
how'd the Briarwoods do?
Colonial Forge, I think, is playing.
Colonial Forge.
Briarwood Stonebridge yesterday.
Yes.
9-8. Stonebridge wins the regional title.
No way.
Hey, when we talked to Coach Lipson, he told us.
He said,
he knew that something like that could happen.
Right, they're gonna play again.
They're gonna play again.
They're gonna play again.
I can't wait to watch that game.
That's gonna be great.
That game is phenomenal. The Stonebridge Briarwoods game is phenomenal.
It's huge.
Phenomenal. I almost said terrific, but I just went with phenomenal.
Cursing, terrific.
I'm having.
We got all kinds of stuff going on out here.
What's going on over here in Marshall? They're doing some things. But I will say they did some things to the Potomac Fall fans the other day too. Potomac Falls has some great fans. Other schools may not think they're great.
Right.
One guy was yelling out, "That's my friend!" when a girl got knocked down. Oh, I love it, man. They had a great crowd at the state title game last year. Shout out to the Potomac Panthers pit, whatever they call it out there. They're awesome.
I got one more thing that bothers me, Rob.
Oh no. But you?
Steve, it's some of these parents, and I'm not going to say who they are. And this one wasn't bad. This wasn't Westfield parent section bad. This was another one of those things. Ball don't lie. Call it both ways. Well, home cooking, and I'm not saying this is from last night. This is a season-long problem.
Yeah.
These referees are not on any take for the home team in any of these games. I guarantee it.
If they were, I'd be slipping money in their pockets.
I would be a referee if there was a payday involved.
Right, if it was corrupt.
And the home team would always win.
That's great.
Come on.
That's a great message.
Home cooking.
Great message to send to the kids. If it was corrupt, I'd be with it.
I'm an honest man.
There you go.
Home cooking?
There you go.
This is not the pros.
No.
You can see, as always, Comcast Local Channel 2 in Prince William County and Channel 28 in Reston.
Uh-oh.
You can see us on Cox Channel 23 in Herndon and Verizon Channel 28 in Herndon also.
I think it's Cox 28. I don't know.
I think not. Is it?
It's possible.
Flip around.
Yeah.
You can always see us on
Channel
rubberrunsports.com.
That's the best place. That's the best place. Thank
Rob,
you to Marshall.
I'm John. Thank you, Marshall. No traffic on Saturdays.
Hey, it's awesome.
Come down here. See you next week.
I would get some water. There's as many concessions going on right now as there were on Thursday.
I understand that.